Now the photo chase aircraft has got airborne. He'll be positioning downwind so that as the aircraft rolls for its takeoff run, he can be in the correct position to monitor the takeoff and the initial part of the climb out.
Yes, indeed, we see the aircraft slowly moving to its takeoff position.
Although Peter Chandler is captaining the aircraft today for this first flight, it will be Guy Magrin who is at the controls for the takeoff, and Peter will be flying the approach and landing.
What a crowd.
Yeah, I can see everybody moving forward to get a better view.
We've got a pretty lucky and nice view from the stage, don't we?
No, it's great. And what fantastic weather, finally, after a very long winter.
Indeed.
Tense anticipation by everyone here in Toulouse today. N'est-ce pas, Paige?
I'm a bit tense and I'm not even in there.
Okay, now you can see on the screen the telemetry room. They're getting themselves prepared for the takeoff, which should occur just 4 or 5 minutes time at 10 o'clock precisely. So they're just checking the communication links now with the aircraft and making sure that all the instrumentation is working as planned.
Now the takeoff is scheduled for approximately 10 a.m. I think we're just a few minutes short of being 10.
Yes, indeed. I think because of the planning is so precise, they're waiting for the moment. They've got the green light from the flight test crews now aboard. They've checked in with telemetry, and telemetry looks as if they're good to go. So we're just now waiting for the 10 o'clock spot to start the takeoff roll.
A wave of silence has truly filled the air, but I believe it says it all. It's a buzz of an anticipation of what's to come, isn't it, Frank?
Absolutely. And I'm sure it's just as quiet in the aircraft as well. Yes.
Frank, I have a question that I'm dying to ask you. In these moments, does the airport actually shut down? Is it completely dedicated to the first flight? How is it handled by air traffic controllers?
In fact, what we've done is we've closed the airport to traffic for the first half an hour of the flight, because the first half an hour really is the time when we might potentially find ourselves with issues and need to come back. So we've closed air traffic on the runway. One runway is not being used today because it's being worked on. So that's going to be out of action for quite some time. And we've only got the one runway used, so it's dedicated to us for the next 30 minutes.
Okay, so no traffic for the next 30 minutes?
Okay, we're getting very close to the takeoff now. The chase plane is positioning itself, so very shortly the crew will be releasing the brakes and the engine's being run up to full power. And he's on his way. A great moment for all the teams have worked so hard over such a long period of time for this moment.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I do believe we have takeoff. It's a beautiful beautiful bird and extremely quiet, I found. Frank,
Yeah.
what is your take on that takeoff? What's your analysis?
Well, it looked very nominal, to be honest. It's great to see it flying. I know everybody will be delighted. There's a lot of happy people out there that have been following this program for so long. I know the crew will be starting to feel the way around the aircraft, getting used to the handling once they're above the clouds there. So I don't know whether Pierre wants to say a few words about their initial thoughts.
Absolutely, like you feel it's a standard takeoff. Acceleration was correct, rotation rate was nominal, pitch attitude normal, good stability in the trajectory of the airplane. So I think that it looks like he has flown already 1,000 flying hours.
A very good start.
For the non-technical viewers, I believe that means 2 thumbs up. Yeah, Pierre?
So
Absolutely.
That means 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, maybe, Frank, can you run us through the flight campaign itself and the different phases? I do believe that it's a campaign that will last 12 months.
Yeah, it should last just a little over 12 months, around about 2,500 hours of flying time. It runs in a fairly standard sequence for a commercial aircraft in that the first phase, the very early phase, is really the identification of the aircraft. We really need to know what basis we start from before we can start to make minor modifications to get it exactly where we want for certification and entry into service. So this is the start of that period of aircraft identification. Fairly early on, we will freeze the aerodynamic configuration. There are minor things that we change just to make sure we have it exactly where we want. And at that point, we can fine-tune the handling qualities. We can start to make accurate performance measurements. And all the time, we're gradually maturing the systems so that as we get towards the certification phase, which is the latter half of the flight test program, we're starting to have we'll freeze the systems design. And eventually, of course, we need the aircraft frozen for certification, the final certificate of airworthiness and entry into service.
Okay, Frank, and we'll get back to the campaign and talk about it more. Right now, I'd like to go back to Anne. She's got some first reactions from the crowd. I do believe we see Fabrice Prégier, CEO of Airbus, and Tom Enders.
And John
We've got John Leahy. Everybody looks pretty relaxed, pretty happy, as they should be.
So, Mr. Brigier, could you share with us a first comment on this first takeoff?
Well, just fantastic, and I'm proud of my people. You don't know how proud I am of Airbus.
Mr. Didier Evrard? Mr. Didier Evrard, could you give us a first comment, your first feeling on this takeoff?
Oh, I am already half relieved because the takeoff is the very first. It's the very first. Whatever the precision of the simulation and whatever you do, at the end of the day, you need to make it real, and this is the time for making it real. So I'm very proud already. But I will be still nervous until it comes back. And I am an engineer, so I need to be connected to the ground and make sure that everything is fine.
Thank you. Now we go to Mr. Tom Enders. Tom, this is a special day for EADS and Airbus. Your first thoughts?
Absolutely. This is a special day for the entire group. In the life of an aeronautic company, the first flight of a major program, major aircraft is always something very, very special. And I can tell you this is followed by colleagues of the EADS group all around Europe, all around the world. So we are very, very happy.
Thank you very much. Mr. John Leahy, good morning. Could you share us your first thought on this takeoff, a special feeling? This is a special day for all of us.
Well, it is an impressive day. I knew it was going to be impressive, but I was blown away. Did you hear how quiet it was? Did you hear what you didn't hear? We're going to set new standards, not just for comfort, not just for performance, but for environmental friendliness. People living around airports won't even know we're taking off. This is fantastic. Fantastic.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.